How to disassemble salmon. First of all, I'm going to show you how you carry the salmon. Put your hand right here, and if you're a beginner, grab from both sides. You can actually grab it from one side too, but if the salmon is a bit heavy, it might hurt your arm. To be secure, just grab with both arms. You have to do it like this, I don't know how to explain it otherwise, and lay down the salmon slowly. Do not smash the salmon onto your cutting board because it can break the salmon inside. Most important, be organized. You have to have some kind of pot where you put the salmon pieces into that are left. A long sharp knife, the best is sashimi knife of course. You need a tongue to pull out the fish bones, and you need a spoon. And make sure that your cutting board is not moving, very important. This fin is your orientation for the first cut. 1 centimeter next to the fin, poke a hole, and then you cut through it. I'm going to show you close up. About 2 centimeters to where the head ends, you place your knife and you cut through. Always clean your knife in between the steps. And then you poke a hole here. This fin as an orientation where it ends, you start the hole and make it about 2 to 3 centimeters long. It's very important for later. You slice open this fin. To turn the salmon, put towels on top of the salmon and slowly turn it. Don't break the salmon, that's very important. Then repeat the same steps we did on the other side, but this time we're gonna cut through the head. Sometimes you hit the bone and then you cannot cut through, so you have to change the angle a bit and find an angle where you can cut through. In the beginning that might take a bit of time. And always have a trash bin near you. I threw the head away. I'm gonna cut open the fin from the other side, and now you can throw it away. Look, cut a hole here too. Turn the salmon so you can see. Lift this up, see where the bones end. You cut the salmon because this part of the salmon you cannot eat. We're gonna throw that away too. We're gonna turn the salmon to the other side. Cut this flesh again. Way too firm, you cannot use it. You see this bone here, this thick bone? You place your knife right above the bone, and then you turn your knife slightly upside down so you cut near the bone and you don't waste too much flesh. And then you cut through and use a towel to put your other hand on top so you don't slide off. Very important. And then you cut through, and when you're here at the end, go upwards. And now we're using the hole. Put your finger into the hole. Look, we're pulling the salmon, place 1/2 aside. So now we see flesh here that we can use. That's why we use a spoon and remove this flesh. Put this into the pot. So now use a towel again so you don't slide off. And then the thick bone is still on the salmon. Now you go beneath the thick bone, right beneath it. Now you turn your knife upwards, not downwards, so we don't cut off too much flesh. We will go not up, we will go down. And then you can scratch off the flesh from the other side too. We scratch it off here and now the other side too. Always clean your knife. So now we have to cut off the parts of the salmon that we cannot use. Bones again. And then you place your knife right above the bones and you cut the bones with, and you place your other hand on top. And be careful not to have too much flesh. You just cut off the white part. On the other side too. That the salmon fillet is clean, you can pull out the fish bones. Make it easier to pull out the fish bones. We can use the back of our knife, scratch it along the fish bones so they pop out. Pulling out the fish bones, you have to apply pressure with your one hand around the fish bone, and you hold the flesh while pulling. And you have to pull slowly, especially if it's the first time you're doing it, because if you pull out too fast, you can break the fish bone inside the fish, so be careful. At the end, it's very important to check if there's still any fish bones left. And don't forget to remove the fish bones here too. You have to cut out about this much of the top of the salmon too. Here from the end, you see this hole, about 1 to 2 centimeters next to the hole. You slide, and then you turn your knife like this, and then cut it. We cannot use the middle of the salmon to eat because it's way too firm too. That's why we cut right next to this, right and left. We're not gonna throw it away. We can use it for other stuff. To make it easier, pull up the salmon and cut right through it. And then you cut through the skin. And then you cut through this hole. We make a hole here again. We cut a hole here again. We put our finger through this hole and hold it like this. Place your knife down on the cutting board, angle it like this, and pull here and cut here. This can happen to the whole strip. Just make a new hole. This is how your skin should look like. If it doesn't, it's not that too. Cut this about in the middle. Eat the salmon raw. We have to cut off this too. Take a towel here so your salmon doesn't slide off. Place your knife right underneath where the gray flesh ends, and then you just try to cut off the gray flesh. That's pretty difficult. You will need a lot of practice to do that. And now you have a salmon fillet.